Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. Track 1, The Recession, parentheses, intro, produced by DJ Toomp. Well, let me tell you, I gotta say, this Recession, may not be a good thing financially, not a good thing at all. You don't want to have to deal with anything like that. But the record, the record, 7-.
It's a pretty big buildup for such a puny rating.
I think it's a 7. It's still a 7. I like it. I mean, not everything can be a 10, And it is a recession after all. I mean, come on. How excited am I supposed to be about everybody being Poe? But what about you?
Well, folks, I give this one an A-. Sting Me Baby.
Wow.
We're coming in hot with a great intro here, and obviously an intro that sets the tone for the album. He's letting you know right out of the gate what to expect.
Oh, listen, we got that classic, what do we say? Just say cinematic flair. We got the sound bites, the newsreels, just talking about the recession. I love it. I love it. I love all the pomp. I love the people coming in, the decent folks, talking about the state of affairs. Everybody broke, and then it leads up to this beat that I gotta say, folks. What are we? What year is this? 08? This came out?
Yeah.
This is the year, or rather the era of when trap was still trap. It hadn't gone full melodic. It hadn't gone pop. So this beat is booming in the best way. Okay? This is it's trap opera. Okay? My dog.
But it's not like synthetic trap like, what we're used to hearing from Gucci with like a Shawty Red beat, for example.
Like
this
Gucci.
Is very, what's that?
You said Gucci.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
when we talking about Jeezy.
I know, but what I'm saying is that Gucci, at this time especially, was working with, let's say, like Zaytoven, which is also trap.
You just a piano man.
Oh man,
sorry,
well that was a Scott Storch diss.
Yeah, I know, but I'm repurposing it. Listen, we diss producers on this show. I don't know why it just happens.
Even Rick Ross or Waka Flocka, who are working with like Lex Luger and Southside, that has like a very almost like a horror movie vibe to it. And there's stuff like that on this album. This is more, I would say, in the vein of the stuff that like Toomp was doing with T.I., which was like operatic trap.
Mm-hmm.
Production-wise, like the programming and everything, absolutely. The sample, though, makes it a little bit different because it doesn't have that typical, like synthetic sound to it. It sounds already very grandiose.
Listen, I'll say this. One thing you can't say about DJ Toomp here, who Moulz, you can't dock points for no clanging. There isn't any clang on here. His characteristic clang. What the noise sounds like.
The metal clang.
Yeah. The metal clang. I love the clang. You don't like the clang, but there's no clang here.
I don't dislike the clang. I think he abused the clang.
No, I think the clang is great. It's one of his trademarks. But it's not here.
We just can't be clanging around all the time,
I think we can clang as much as we want as long as it fits. I've never heard the clang not make sense, but there's no clang here. It's just hi-hats, snares,
the clang
claps,
has not made sense.
Strings, drum rolls. Clang is great. Listen, the beat, it's 08 trap, and if I was worried about how it would hold up, my worries quickly subsided because I'm like, listen, I want to run through a wall.
This album across the board, I think, is mixed very well. These beats still pop in the stereo. Like they definitely give the speakers a nice little workout.
Yeah, I agree.
We get that that newsreel footage at the beginning.
the musical backdrop that he was given was stellar for this.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'll say this, with the setup he was given, I think he did what he had to do in terms of matching it with the performance. Content wise, I gotta say, I was alive in '08. I was 15, 14, 15. Honestly, I recall that state of being. I recall being in that recession. Look, it puts me right back, honestly, bro. Like, some of my family, man, it was down bad. I ain't like it. Gas prices was crazy, and it's like, listen, to quote my math analysis teacher from high school, damn. Okay? Like I say, it's just, it seems like it's coming right back around, man. It may not be a recession. I think it's a depression, as we were saying in part 1, but look around. That demic, bro, got the streets.
The demic got the streets
on. Looking ugly.
Like, the streets are on tilt right now in a very bad way. But this music now, it's very odd. This was on the schedule for months.
Yeah, we didn't.
We did push the review up by 2 weeks because we found out that
upon the announcement of the Recession 2.
Right. But, this was already on the books. Like, it was in the schedule since season 1.
Right. So.
And it's been, when we started season 1, there was a virus, but it hadn't shut anything down yet. So.
Right.
We didn't know the economic impact that would eventually come from this. Listening to this album, this song, at this point in time, and how timely it is, obviously timely enough for a Recession 2.
And here's the larger point, because timely is one thing. A song can be timely or it can address current affairs, but the real question is, how well does it do it? Same applies to socially conscious music, if you will. It's like, talking about the quote unquote right things is one thing, but how well are you doing it? And I think this actually does capture that economic anxiety, if you will. Look, it kind of sucks that it's still valid and still hits. You didn't know in '08 that in 2020 we'd be where we are now. Rona putting up Will Chamberlain numbers, but like this song, I feel it. We need help. We are poor. We need help. Okay, we need more stimulus checks. Mel needs his OnlyFans content. Listen, we got that. What's that man name? Daggone, hey, it's Franklin. Looking boy Mitch McConnell playing with the money. Not giving us no stimulus checks. We got freaking Nancy Wagafinger Pelosi.
Nancy
playing
Pelosi,
with the money.
We dropped one of her songs.
They all playing both sides of the aisle. They playing around. Listen, if you broke, just say you broke. Government, if you broke, fine. I'm broke too. I feel it. We're in a recession. But tell us, stop jerking us around, because otherwise, give us the money. Okay? Give us the money, because look,
with the money,
we can climb out of destitution. It's all up to y'all. So just let us know. If you're broke and you can't give us any more stimulus, then tell us. I'm fine with that. But you acting like, you stop. We can't be dealing with this.
Mel, of this album, I think, is to take the framework of economic anxiety and these social issues and to put them on songs like this, where it's coupled with an anthemic chorus, the beat's banging, and it sounds in one way like sort of in line with everything Jeezy has done. It sounds somewhat nondescript, but if you're listening to the lyrics, he's addressing things in this music that, if you go back and you look in part 1, someone was saying that he was basically making the same music as the previous 2 albums, that his lyrical content hadn't changed and it didn't fit the title and the theme of the album. What about this intro? What about songs like Crazy World? And I think where people might get it confused is that Jeezy is actually making good records on top of saying good things, and that can get lost.
See, and I can't really comment on where he, the territory that he was trafficking in prior to this album, because this is my first Jeezy album from this era of Jeezy, So I've actually never heard TM 101. Sorry, that may be blasphemous. I'm looking forward to it. Never heard it, but as my introduction to, like, I guess you could say prime Jeezy, you know, I'm impressed. You know, I mean, I think this is good music. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if people were talking about, oh, he was only dabbling in such and such prior to this album. I mean, I hear the content here. You know, just take verse 3, you know, war really going, but tell me who really cares. My auntie on Section 8. Then why ain't her credit straight? This is real life, you know? Her son got a charge. He never coming home. Imagine the phone bill because he always calling home. These are my lines of the song, by the way. This shit is ridiculous. Unacceptable. I hope it's acceptable if I don't be respectable. Bro, it sounds simple, but I love it. Okay?
And that's the simplest stuff. A lot of Jeezy's strength is he says a lot with a few words, and it still manages to be impactful. Because
just look at it. Is this stuff not is this shit not ridiculous? It is. It's unacceptable. And I hope it is acceptable if I don't be respectable. You know, because it's wild out here. It's a crazy world. You know, and the chorus. Love the chorus. This is, of course, my first time hearing the album, but when I heard him say, it's a recession, everybody broke. I was like, oh. Yeah. Love that part. But listen, so I just came back to give everybody hope. Thank you for coming back, Jeezy. I ain't even a fan like Jeezy,
that.
But I ain't an ingrate. Thank you.
He's a motivational speaker. But, you know, he's saying everybody broke. And you think about it, like, a rapper of Jeezy's ilk going on his album called The Recession and opening it up with the title track where the chorus says everybody's broke is some real shit. Because you could do the other thing. You could go on and just ball out like you've been doing.
Yeah. You know, you can stun on us. You can be like, what that boy say? Day in a pandemic. We in a pandemic. Okay, he could have hit us with that. You know? What's Wayne? Didn't he say something around this era? Whole country in recession, but Wayne different. Yeah. You know? He could have been like, I'm built different. But he didn't. Everybody broke, including him. You know, people he knows. It's a recession.
Including
we're all
Wayne,
affected.
because he knew about the financials there. He saw the contracts. He knew what was going on.
Hey, you know, so I think this is a great opener. I think it captures the era well, which is what you would hope with the album titled this, with the intro of this nature. You know, I think he pretty much nailed it. I was reminded of how tough times were for people that I knew back then. And I think there's some anthemic qualities here. Sounds great in the car. I mean, you mentioned it too. The mix across the album is pretty darn
there's
good.
Certain beats on this album, this is one of them, where I feel like I'm like a freaking cowboy in the Old West riding up over a hill on a horse with this music. What's that Pony Express beat that Mel made back in the day? I want to hear that right now. Play me that Pony Express. I want to hear some Pony Express right now. This shit is fire.
You want me to pull that up?
This shit is fire. I've never heard anything like this before. Corey Elms needs to rap on this, okay?
Oh dear. Well, I don't want to bog him down with any of my terrible beats from back in the day, but I guess I can play this for the people. This was it's actually called Western Union (parentheses on a horse). So I guess this beat sounded to me at the time what Western Union would be like when, you know, it would have to be delivered on, you know, on horseback physically by people, you know. Here's the beat, y'all. Heard that drop. Weak hi-hat. 2011 now.
Man, cut this shit off. sounding. That was not to my taste.
That shit is great to me. It's actually not great to me, but hey. Like I said, 2011 Mel. What are you going to do?
Listen, the Recession, a.k.a. the Great American Rap Song, 8-.
7- for me. And you know, I got to say, they said, well, why just a 7-?
You said it was great. Great
Did
intro.
I say it was great? I think you said
it was a great intro.
Did I? Oh, yeah. Great intro. Great song, maybe not. Great intro. He said, Mel, you don't make any sense. I said, I make plenty of sense. But in a recession, you know, it's hard to analyze things properly because you just got to think about finances. So could this go up? Possibly. Could it go down? I don't think so. Stay tuned. I could be effing tripping next week. But that's all I got. You want to move on?
I'm fine with moving on. There's 18 tracks on this thing. What's with the 18 tracks? What are the 18 tracks, you know?
They don't know, but we noticed something off air in one of our famous Moulz and Mel phone calls, and we were going through our lineup for season 3. There's a lot of 18 track albums here, and
then sometimes it's like 17 tracks, and it's like, what am I supposed to be thankful for this?
You know,
it's a recession.
I don't know what the deal is. We didn't plan this. Is the point I'm trying to make? It's just everything
seems to be 18 tracks, which is it's excessive.
It's you know,
like
it's excessive.
This could be.
We were saying at the top of the show that the deluxe album trend is getting out of hand, but listen, rap albums have been long for a long time. You know,
they've been long since the beginning, but it's just
from time, if you will.
It needs to stop.
It does. It does need to stop.
From the guy, and this is coming from the guys that do 5, 6, 7 hour podcasts. I mean, you know, people don't want to listen to your little 18 track album. They're busy listening to rap. Okay, so
it's a recession. They got to go to work. You know, they can't be sitting around listening to your musical
every
albums,
album should be 9 tracks.
No, that would be great.
Cut it down.
Unfortunately, we got 17 more tracks to go. So,
all right,
let's keep it going. Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform.